Well, hey guys, all right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you for joining me on this masterclass. This is Dr. Linda Travelute, and the title of this masterclass is Productivity and Goal Setting is Dead. Productivity and goal setting are hot ideas, but people are not getting more done. In fact, this will surprise you. 90% of the masses who take a productivity workshop or use a planner or a journal, they fail to increase their productivity, reach their goals, and get what they want in life. That's crazy, right? Yet productivity workshops and planners and journals and high performance, it's a booming business. So only 10%, 10% guys, of the masses who buy a journal or go to a productivity workshop or read a book on high performance change and become more productive. That just blows me away, right? I want you to take a second and let that sink in. People are not getting the results that they want and expect from productivity and high performance training. So what you're seeing right now in this space, in the goal setting space, it can wear you out even more. Why is that? Because it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to put into action what has been taught. And more importantly, these programs do not help you uncover and rid yourself of your limiters. So if you stick with me here, I'm going to share with you how you can fix that. And not only become more productive, but I'll also help you blow past your limits, getting more done than you ever thought possible without working more hours or losing sleep. Or, hey, you won't even be sacrificing your personal time. So what you're going to discover here with me is in this masterclass, we're going to talk about some things that have real-time consequences for the future of your business, for the future of your family, for the future of your health, your well-being, and your happiness level. So forgive me here if we just dive in. Let's get right to it. Let's get to the good stuff, okay? Who is this for? This is for professionals and business owners and leaders who are tired of the ups and downs of peak performance. So this is for you if you are wondering how to reach heightened and sustained growth and success. If you're tired, look, I know, I've been there myself. If you're tired of new tricks to get into better states and moods, right? And if you crave and you need real skills and methods for holistically advancing your life and career, this is for you. Now, if you're deeply concerned that pursuing your dreams will cause you collateral damage, wrecked relationships, financial ruin, social ridicule, unbearable stress, this is for you. See, you may already know how to get some stuff done. I bet you do. Yet sometimes you limit your vision for the future because you're already so busy, so stressed, so overextended. If so, this is for you. It's not that you're incapable of performing better. I know that. You know that. And sometimes you crush it in one project at work, but you struggle on another similar one. And you know that you can be the star in one setting, but not in another. And you know how to motivate yourself, but sometimes you hate yourself at the end of the day for having completed nothing but a 3-season binge on Netflix. And maybe you too. Maybe you've noticed that other people are advancing more quickly than you. Maybe you've seen that one of your peers just waltz with grace from project to project, succeeding each time, no matter what gets thrown in their way. It's as if you can put them in any scenario, on any team, in any company, in any industry, and they'll just win. So who's this for? If you'd like more out of life than you're currently experiencing, this is for you. If you're not succeeding in all the ways you desire to in life, this is for you. If you're less than fully satisfied with your progress, this is for you. If you're not getting done all you want to do, This is for you. Look, if you want to see more, do more, be more, this is for you. If you want to achieve more, this is for you. This is for anyone who is too busy and feels they've reached their limit. That is not a good feeling, right? Feeling like you cannot possibly do anything more than you are already doing. This is for you. And if you want to go to new places and make new discoveries and push yourself to do more than you are currently doing or have done, this is for you. So let me take a minute just to introduce myself so you know who I am and why it will benefit you to listen to me. I'm Dr. Linda Travelute. I've spent more than 27 years coaching and training professionals and executives all over the globe. I'm the CEO of Travelute Leader and People Development. And most people just call me Dr. Linda because sometimes Travelute is hard to say. So, hey, just call me Dr. Linda. You can just call me Linda, that's fine too. So, I'm also the executive director for the John Maxwell team. And if you don't know John Maxwell, he's the #1 leadership expert in the world. He's written over 100 books. And I'm so humbled and fortunate to be mentored by John Maxwell. You've probably seen John Maxwell's books in airports and in stores around the world. Here's a picture of John and I together. John's one of the top 4 best-selling authors on Amazon of all time, selling over 26 million copies. And so why that's important is this. I'm licensed and certified to use John Maxwell's curriculum to train and coach my clients, which means we're using the best of the best programs, which is just one of the reasons why my clients get such amazing results. Not to mention, John has trained me himself. And this is the curriculum that we use with Fortune 100 companies, NFL teams, and presidents of nations. Beyond that, though, I've got a PhD in clinical psychology, which helps me to analyze behavior and to help people like you get unstuck, which helps people perform better and do more with less stress. I'm also a certified temperament analyst with advanced certification, which gives me an uncanny understanding of people's strengths and weaknesses so they can capitalize on both. Now, here's a little secret. The best coaches are coached. So you see John and I there. That's kind of a crazy picture. It was just a quick selfie. We were, he's a fun guy. He is. We were just being kind of goofy there. But John coaches me. And I'm also coached by one of the most effective mindset and human potential trainers, Paul Martinelli. That's Paul, my coach, and I on the right. Paul's worked with world-renowned trainers like Bob Proctor and the late Wayne Dyer. You've probably heard of both of those gentlemen. So what do? Let me just give you a tidbit here. I spend my time providing keynote presentations, workshops, and coaching to top movers and shakers all around the globe. From executive coaching to team coaching, I love helping people like you move forward so they can get what they want in life. So let's talk about you for a moment, okay? What's going on? Are you feeling overwhelmed with way too many things to do? Do you suffer from feeling overwhelmed, missing deadlines, forgetting appointments, not getting important things done, not having enough time for family and friends, not taking enough time for self-care, which is super important? Are you getting sick? No time for exercise, no time for hobbies, no time for fun, no time to make your dreams happen. Now here's the problem. Most professionals and business owners are admitting that they're tired, overwhelmed, spinning too many plates. They live in a state of constant overwhelm, working too much and not getting sufficient time to recharge, be with their families, and enjoy life. And while they're working more, they still aren't getting enough done. They feel they've hit their max, their limit, their capacity. Can you relate to that? Is that you? Some have taken productivity courses hoping to increase their bandwidth and get more done. And sadly, after consuming the product or using the planner or participating in a workshop, nothing has changed. These techniques haven't fixed their problem. Most of my clients say things like, hey, I don't have time to take off on the weekends. I don't even have time to eat lunch during the workday. I end up eating at my desk or not eating at all because I just at my limit and I can't get home at a decent time. And when I do get home, I have to work at home because the grind never stops and I can't get it all done. It's just not possible. Whew. And here's why this is a tragedy. You weren't meant to operate in a maxed out capacity. If you're already maxed out to capacity and you can't risk doing less, the only option you have is to increase your capacity. How's that sound? That's better than continually bumping up against a ceiling, right? So, hey, I don't know what you're capable of right now. You and I have never talked up until this moment. But most people are desperately trying to figure out how to do more. And if I show you how to do more without being more stressed, if I show you how to do more without losing sleep and actually adding more time to your sleep schedule and finding time to purely enjoy life, how would that feel? So, what's the resistance that keeps you from achieving your biggest goals? Is it the critics? Is it the voice inside your head? Is it fear or uncertainty or even shame? And what if I told you that you can dissolve that invisible barrier right now and unleash your greatest dream today? Now, listen, because there is a flip side of this, okay? 10% of people are getting results from productivity programs, right? Or hey, maybe they may just look like they are crushing it. So, I wonder how many are still just as stressed as before. I wonder how many are still not achieving the success that they yearn for. So the productivity industry is hot, right? It's booming, but only a handful are getting results from the productivity programs that are out there. So most people are still struggling to get everything done, right? So let's be honest. I can ask you, because I've done this too, how many productivity or goal setting or high performance programs have you tried in the past? And how many planners or journals have you started? And yep, they've ended up collecting dust, right? I'm right there with you. So the question that you want to ask yourself is this: what do the 10% who are increasing their ability to get more done and getting staggering results doing it, what are they doing that you're not doing? What do the winners know that everything or that everyone else doesn't know? Are you ready to hear the answer? The winners have stopped consuming information and started to walk out their transformation. And I'll tell you what, once you make that switch, incredible things are going to happen. You'll get out of bed every morning excited. Excited. The only thing that they're doing differently from you are three critical transformations in the way they think. And making those three changes is key. And I'm going to walk you through all three of those transformations right now. Okay? So let's dive in. Are you ready? Let's dive in. The first shift you need to make is to transform your awareness. Now, if you're like most people, you want to get more out of your life than you're currently experiencing. Maybe you're not succeeding in all the ways you desire to in life. And Perhaps you're less than fully satisfied with your progress. Are you getting done all that you want to? Or do you want to see more, do more, be more? Do you want to achieve more? So if you're not getting everything you want, the big question is this. This is what we need to ask. What's getting in your way? What's limiting you? Do you know? See, if you don't know what's limiting you, how will you remove it? I know these are tough questions, but that's what I do as a coach. I help people remove their limits. And so that's why I'm asking you, have you become aware of what's limiting you? Because becoming aware also requires help from people who can see you more clearly than you can see yourself. And when you become aware of what limits you, it opens the door to greater capacity. See, the people who actually figure out what mindsets are keeping them stuck at their current level of capacity, they experience transformation. And then they bust through those limits and they increase in every area. They do more, they experience more, they make more money, they impact more people, they increase their capacity due to a shift in their awareness. So you've got to become aware. You have to make that shift. That's the first transformation that needs to occur. You have to become aware. Okay? Number two, the next shift that you need to make is to transform your understanding of your capacity. Now, this may blow you away, but your capacity isn't set. Your capacity isn't set unless you set it. Have you given much thought to your capacity? See, most people think that their capacity is set. We hear one person identified as a high capacity person and another as a low capacity person, and we just accept it. So what's your capacity? Have you defined it as high or average or low? I have a friend who she says she's a very low capacity person because she doesn't have enough energy. And you know what? It's okay. You may not have put a label on it, but you've probably settled into a level of achievement that you believe, hey, this is what's possible for me. That's a problem. Because too many people hear the word capacity and they assume it's a limitation. But let me tell you, no matter how old you are, you can grow your capacity. So your capacity isn't set. In fact, say that to yourself. No matter how old I am, I can do more. Your capacity is not set. That's a cool thing. But you need to make that shift and have that understanding. Okay? So the second thing is you need to transform your understanding of your capacity. It is not set unless you set it. Okay, let's go to number three. Let me start it with this. I came across this story told by Jesse Itzler. Now, if you don't know Jesse, he is Sarah Blakely's husband. Okay, so do you know who Sarah Blakely is? Well, maybe this will help. Let me show you the next slide. This is Sarah. Do you see what she's got in her hands? Do you recognize her? So if you're, if you've ever worn something called Spanx, and they make Spanx for women and men, okay? So you can thank Sarah because she invented Spanx. And I absolutely love Sarah, and I love her husband, Jesse. Very unique guy. Jesse started his career in the music business as a rapper. He became an entrepreneur, and he co-founded Marquise Jet. And later he became one of the owners of the Atlanta Hawks. He also enjoys participating in endurance races. And in his book, Living with a Seal, Jesse describes running a grueling endurance race as a member of this relay team. And he spotted another man running the race as a solo participant. And he later found out that this guy was a Navy SEAL. So Jesse ended up asking the man, get this is so crazy. He asks the guy to spend time with him and his family so that they can learn from his experience and wisdom. Jesse wanted Seal to train him. The Seal agreed as long as Jesse promised to do everything he asked and didn't use his real name. So Jesse says, deal, all right? You got a deal. So here's Jesse. And in his book, Living with a Seal, Jesse describes how on the appointed day, Seal, as he's identified in the book, he showed up at Jesse's Manhattan apartment at the exact time and the exact minute he was expected. He was dressed in nothing but shorts, t-shirt, and running shoes. Now that doesn't sound uncommon, but it was the dead of winter, and Seal was unfazed. So for 31 days, Seal pushed Jesse physically and mentally. They trained 2, 3, 4 times a day. Sometimes they got up before dawn and they ran in Central Park. Other times, Seal would spontaneously ask Jesse to do grueling, hour-long workouts in his office in the middle of the workday. They'd run miles through the snow and the ice in the middle of the night, and they'd do hundreds of push-ups and pull-ups. They'd go to a frozen nearby lake, break a hole in the ice, plunge into the freezing water, and then they'd sprint back to shelter. Seal would say, if you want to be pushed to your limits, you have to train to your limits. You have to train to your limits. So over the course of the month that they were together, Jesse was able to learn only a few pieces of information about his mentor. Much of Seal's story remained a mystery. But Jesse learned that Seal would simply choose not to eat many times. He'd say, I just like to go to sleep hungry, so I wake up hungry. Because life is all about staying out of your comfort zone. Or he'd do stuff like he'd sleep outside in the sub-zero weather in nothing but pants and a light shirt. He'd say, if you don't challenge yourself, you don't know yourself. But maybe the greatest lesson that Jesse learned came from something that Seal told him about another race he once ran. Jesse says, I found out that Seal once entered a race where you can run for either 24 hours or 48 hours. Well, shocker, Seal signed up for the 48-hour race, right? So around 23 hours, the 23-hour mark, he'd run approximately 130 miles. But he'd also torn his quadriceps muscle. So Seal asked the race officials if they could just clock him out at 24 hours. And when he was told that he couldn't do that, he said, Roger that. He asked for a roll of tape and he wrapped his quad. And then get this, he walked, or rather limped, out on that torn quad for the last 24 hours to finish the race and complete the entire 48 hours. So Seal's assessment was compelling. When you think you're done, you're only at 40% of what your body is capable of doing. That's just the limit we put on ourselves. Wow. So as Jesse reflected on what he learned and how it had changed him, he remembers the first day Seal came to move in. And Seal told him, he said, he told Seal that he needed to control his mind. And Jesse said, I thought he was just saying a throwaway comment, right? But I think there may have been more truth to it than I had originally thought. Jesse said, our minds sometimes tell us little lies about ourselves, and we believe them. We think we can't do more than we've already done, and it's not true. I took a look at Seal, and he just wants to get better every day. And that's what I want to do now, too. That's what Jesse said. So maybe as we start this masterclass together, you could just tell yourself that you're only at 40% of your capacity. What would happen if you assume that you have at least 60% more capacity than you believed? Now, you may not be a Navy SEAL, but there's more in you than you've ever tapped. There's let me say it like this, there's more in you that you've never tapped. Okay, so what if it's not 60%? What if it's only 40 or 25 or even 10%? Would that still change your life? See, believing there's more and working to tap into it could be the first step in reimagining your capacity and embracing the no limits life. If I could show you how to expand your capacity without working more hours or sleeping less and without having more stress, if I could show you how to expand your capacity and still having more time for the people you love and the things that you love to do, would you be open to exploring that with me? Okay, I think you are. So here's the thing. You need to have a pathway to push past your current limits. That's the third transformational shift you need to make. If you want to thrive and increase your level of being, if you want to play at a higher level, the good news is you don't need to increase your productivity. You need to increase your capacity. And to do that, you need a proven process to get there. And you need someone who can help you follow a process that'll push you past your limits. There's a road to discovering the caps that you can remove and the caps you can't. There are caps you can remove and there are caps you can't. And you need to recognize too that you have many capacities. You have dozens, maybe even hundreds of capacities. And each capacity that you have is based on very specific things. And you need a surefire path to pinpoint the right capacities for you so you can focus and develop them. So here's how we do it. The answer is what we call the triangle of transformation. It's a hybrid coaching program that gets maximum results in minimal time. It's called blowing the cap off of your capacity transformational coaching. And you have to ask yourself, what would your outcome be if you blew the cap off of your capacity? How much better would your results be if you had no excuses to use because you wouldn't need one? You knew how to expand your capacity. You hit your goals faster. You have more time for the important people in your life. And you have more time for what's important. So once you know what your outcome needs to be, the next question you're asking is, what is it worth? What are you giving up or you're missing out on because of where your capacity is currently set? You can't get more done, right? What is that costing you in terms of your health, wealth, relationships, your profession, success, fulfillment, happiness, mental health and stability, promotion or making more money? See, the majority of people on earth, they are not doing all they want to do. You're not alone. The majority of people feel like they've hit their limit and they say things like, I can't do more. I'm maxed out. Have you ever said anything like that? I bet you have. So the question you want to ask yourself is this: what do the winners know that everyone else doesn't? The winners have become aware of what's keeping them stuck. And they found the right keys to pushing past those limits and leading them to results. They're changing their lives. And once you make that switch, you'll jump out of bed every morning excited, ready to get things done, knowing what to focus on and how to get the right results. Incredible things are going to happen. You're going to immediately stand out from everyone else because you're blowing past their limits as well as your own. So listen, guys and gals, look, I hope I've convinced you here that you can blow the cap off of your capacity. You can experience more than you are currently living. Do you see that? Let me tell you about my client, Carrie. I love Carrie. She's sharp. She's got an MBA, Master of Business. She's articulate. She's bilingual. That gives her an edge. She's a seasoned professional in the corporate world. She runs with the big dogs, okay? Yet Carrie was constantly chasing the next appointment, constantly chasing the next project on her agenda. Carrie had no time to eat lunch, so she'd skip it or she'd grab an unhealthy snack so she could keep going. She was working late every night, not getting home to have dinner with her husband. Carrie was working long weekends. She no longer had time to work out. She was constantly hitting her wall, and she was losing sleep. She was stressing over undone tasks and projects, and she was gaining weight. And she was finding it hard to keep her cool with her team members, and her husband even accused her of being constantly irritable. Yeah, yuck, right? She wasn't enjoying life. That's the thing. She wasn't enjoying life until she learned how to blow the cap off of her capacity. Then she became aware of her limitations. She learned which capacity caps she could push past and how to shatter them using a proven pathway to get her results. And now, this is so cool, now she's got time to breathe. She's going into work each morning knowing exactly what to tackle and what not to touch, knowing exactly how to manage her energy so she has the energy for the right things that move her forward. And Carrie feels a new sense of vital energy and confidence from knowing where to focus her energies and how to serve the most effectively. She now understands how to keep growing after she's enjoyed initial success. And this is big because when she's thrown into a situation where she must work or compete with others at the highest levels of achievement, she knows exactly how to think and what to do. That's the power of blowing the cap off of your capacity. And this is going to start happening to you too by jumping into the blowing the cap off of your capacity transformational coaching program. Now, look, I know you have fears. I know you don't know if it'll work for you. You don't know if you can stick it out. You don't know if you have time. But what's different about this hybrid coaching program is that it's a step-by-step strategy created by John C. Maxwell and myself and accompanied by world-class support as you follow the path. And you also get one-on-one mindset coaching. If you take the time to go through it, it will give you back much more time to do what you really love. There's a huge payoff. Look, it's not a grab bag of information dumped on you and then you have to figure it out. I'll tell you, I've been in the coaching industry for over 27 years. Most coaches act like consultants. They give you a boatload of information and they say, here, good luck figuring this out on your own. But the way I do it, and the way John Maxwell has taught me to do it, is to give you a step-by-step strategy. Step 1, 2, 3, and then I help you do it. I will be coaching you through every piece of the solution, and you'll get help every step of the way, making sure you get it done right. So do you see how this will get you results the right way instead of just dumping it on you like a lot of training programs? My client Maria, I love this. She says, I love who I've become every time I'm with you on a coaching call. She says, I'm better and stronger and more confident. I take action to get stuff done. Now, that's the kind of feedback I want to hear from you. Even people in the government sector are being transformed with this program. The Osceola County Supervisor of Elections Office had incredible results that helped them pull off the best election season ever. And here's what some of the participants had to say. Lydia said, I learned not to give in to my excuses and to just do it. Maria commented, I discovered not to limit myself and be aware of my full potential, and I'm applying it in every aspect of my life. See, it's both professional and personal. Alan said, this helped me remove barriers and push past average. I'm implementing the strategies to move past the norm. I love that. Queen, she shared, the accountability that comes through coaching is key. I will practice what was learned daily in my personal and work life. Now, I can only imagine you might be thinking, hey, this is not going to work for me. You might be thinking this won't work because I have fear. You might be thinking, oh, you're not a hustler. You're not good at follow through. You're not organized. You don't have a support system. I get it. And that's why we've created a done with you solution with the triangle of transformation, where you get maximum results in a minimum amount of time. It's a step-by-step strategy. It is not a grab bag of information dumped on you. Mindset and performance coaching is included to get you past your stuck spots. And you get world-class support, showing you what to do, making sure you're doing it. I will hold your hand and help you tweak when you get off track. That is what I love to do with my clients. You'll be taking action. You'll be getting stuff done. You'll have more energy for important things. You'll become a better person. Look, if you've been through any coaching program before and they haven't worked for you, that's because most of them don't have this hybrid framework to eliminate the peaks and the valleys in your performance. This is why this program is so effective at ensuring that you see your projects through to completion. I'm going to stick it out right there with you. So let me just talk about one other outdated strategy that just needs to go, okay? And that's this low-level productivity techniques kind of thing. So just think about this. What good is productivity if you've already reached your limit? That doesn't make sense, right? You need to focus not on productivity, but on your capacity. And that's where you'll see the most gains. Achieving greater capacity is where you'll see results. Do you see how much more simple and elegant this is than anything else out there? Look at this message my client Michelle sent me. She texted me this one afternoon. She said, wanted to let you know, it's 3:34 p.m. and I'm done with all my to-dos. This is a first in 2 years, a combination of transformation that occurred during my coaching sessions with you and putting into play the process you taught me. And get this, my staff is taking a lead in getting things done and training others to get things done. I am shaking my head and smiling. Thank you. That was from Michelle. Look, your business and organization needs you to play at a higher level. Your family and your friends need you at a higher level. And they need you right now. But sometimes you feel like you don't have enough left to go around. So my question for you is this. Do you have a step-by-step strategy to get more done, to lead others better, to develop your skills faster, or dramatically increase your sense of joy and confidence and achieve more success than you are now? It's tricky. It's tricky because you have to become aware of what's limiting you, and usually the only way to see it is to have someone like a skilled coach show it to you. It's kind of like the blind spots on the back of your head. You can't see those by yourself. It takes a skilled coach to lead you to that awareness of what's limiting you, and then you have to know what caps you can remove and what caps you can't, so you're not wasting time. And I guarantee you there are some caps you think you can't remove, which we will show you you can remove. And then you have to dial in your energy capacity, your people capacity, your responsibility capacity, your production capacity. your discipline capacity. And there's more. There's more to it. Those are just some of the key things, the highlights. So if you do have all that, do you have someone who's willing to hold your hand, coaching you through every step of the process, to look at what you're doing, to help you dial in, to fix things that are keeping you from reaching your capacity? Do you have mindset help to help you deal with fear and overwhelm? Do you have someone to help you win even when you're feeling down? If you engage in a coaching program, you need to have a triangle of transformation, like I talked about, with that step by step strategy of transformation and world class support so you can get every question answered and hold your hand, somebody to hold your hand as you execute every step of the way. You don't need another planner, goal setting seminar, or productivity training. You don't even need another high performance program. You need to blow past your current capacity. That's where you're going to see results. And if you can't get the results you want, reach out and I will help you. Remember the people I told you about? Carrie, Alan, Maria, Michelle. They learned how to blow the cap off of their capacity. And that transformation has changed their lives. And the good news is you can become one of them. And you can leverage those same tactics, whatever your background, personality, weakness, or field. With the right training and mindset shifts, anyone can blow the cap off of their capacity. And I can prove it. By the end of this program, you will never again wonder what it really takes to succeed when starting a new project at work or pursuing a bold new dream. You'll be empowered with a set of reliable habits that research has shown to work with the broad range of personalities and in a variety of situations and to create that extraordinary long-term results that you want so badly. You'll feel a new sense of vital energy and confidence from knowing where to focus your energies and how to serve most effectively. You'll understand how to keep growing after you've enjoyed initial success. And hey, if you're ever thrown into a situation where you must work to compete with others at the highest levels of achievement, you'll know exactly how to think and what to do. And at the completion of this program, you'll say to yourself, I finally know exactly how to be consistently at my best. I'm confident in my ability to figure things out and fully capable of overcoming adversity on the path to success for the rest of my life. That's what you'll be saying to yourself. You'll learn how to blow the cap off of your capacity. Yeah, I know you can tell I'm passionate about this because I've seen so much transformation with my clients as I take them through these steps. It's amazing to see. I love seeing their lives change and helping them get what they want. Look, I've seen these caps blown off of CEOs to entertainers, from Olympians to everyday parents, from world-class experts to high school students. You're about to become even more extraordinary as well. Right now, you have a choice. You can just forget everything I've shown you during this masterclass, and you can keep doing life the way you have been for years. Keep feeling tired and worn out, stay overwhelmed and stuck, or you can call me and let me show you how to overcome it. I've set some time aside in the next 48 hours to speak with you, and I will personally get on the phone with you for about 45 minutes and show you how you can apply these ideas to increase your capacity and push through whatever your biggest challenges are right now. The call will not cost you a penny. No cost call to show you how you can increase your capacity. Why would I spend 45 minutes on the phone with you for free? To see if you're a good fit for this program. because I love giving back. And I know you may want my help transforming your life and increasing your capacity. So here's the catch, because it's not for everybody. You need to hear this. It is not for everybody. I love giving back to people who are at a high level, people who are making a difference in other people's lives and in their businesses and in their organizations. And what we get a shot at is this. It's helping people like you achieve their goals. And plus, look, we know that you might want to help transform your life and business just the way my clients have. So if you want that, great. We can talk about it and we can see if it's a good fit for the both of us. And if not, that's cool too, because either way, you get tremendous value out of our time together. And I promise you, it's going to be the best 45 minutes you've ever spent, because you'll discover some key things that you can do to bust through your limits. Okay? So there's a button under this video. You click on it, you go to my calendar, you pick a time that works for you. You'll see my available time. You pick what's convenient for you, and we get on the phone for 45 minutes and I help you out. Now look, I told you this isn't for everybody, so I just want you to know this. There are some minimum qualifications for our programs. You need to probably make at least 100,000 a year, and maybe even more, 100,000 a year in personal net income. That's who this is targeted for. Okay, I'm just going to be flat out, straight up honest with you. This is a hybrid coaching program. There is an investment to be a part of this program. But if you know you're worth it, and if you need to be playing at a higher level, reach out to me. Click below. Let's see if this is a good fit for you. I hope to talk to you soon. Hope you've gained tremendous value out of our time together. Click that link. Let's get on the phone together, okay?